Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, I am Psychic Bella Love. You can book your own personal private reading with me on my website, psychicbellalove.com. New clients can use coupon code NEW, all in caps, to get extra money off. Also, I do not take video requests on YouTube, but you can join my Patreon at the appropriate tier for the opportunity to have videos made on your favorite celebrities, and we will start going live and doing celebrity readings over there next week. So make sure you join now to be a part of that. I upload exclusive content daily to my Patreon, things I never post anywhere else. Also, make sure you join or subscribe to, follow my Instagram and my backup channel. That information will all be linked down below, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I know YouTube's been on its stuff lately where it's been unsubscribing people to channels, so make sure you are subscribed. So this video is going to be about whether or not Nene Leakes is going to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta now that Greg has passed, because there's been rumors that she's filming scenes with Marlo, you know, in the aftermath of what happened. And then there's also been rumors that her and Andy may have talked behind the scenes, and she recently said that she would be fine with returning to the show to clear things up and leave on a good note. But then I was hearing that Andy doesn't ever want her back after everything that happened. So we're gonna take a look and see what the heck is really going on here, because I am so confused. So Spirit, please join us and answer any questions that we have in regards to Nene Leakes and whether or not she will return to the Bravo show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, or will Andy Cohen say no way? What is their relationship like? Thank you, Spirit. We're asking only with the intention and purpose of clarity and understanding, not with any bad intent, just so that we know the truth in this situation. Please bless and protect all we ask about in this reading, as well as all who watch, listen, and participate. Thank you, Spirit. Amen. Spirit, what is the relationship like between Nene Leakes and Andy Cohen? Thank you. And I apologize if it's dark in here. My light and my stand that I usually use broke, so I had to really kind of get creative over here to get this propped up and get some kind of a light behind it. And then it's also super overcast today because it's gonna rain. So I'm pre-recording these, so hopefully by the time that you see this, I have found a good replacement. I'm taking my time replacing it though, because I have had so many of these stands and lights not work or break, and I'm tired of it. Something that's coming up that Spirit is saying is Andy particularly is having a hard time with the fact that not only has Nene, you know, had her moments that she said things about him in the recent past, but there's a few other like former housewives that he's been beefing with, you know, or whatever you want to call it. Bethany Frankel, I can't remember the names of the other ones. One of them is like connected to the Kennedys. So what Spirit is saying is Andy's already like in a situation where he's been having to prove himself to Bravo, and I don't feel like he has the amount of influence and power that he once did over there. And so he is very nervous, you know, about bringing people who have had some sort of issue with him back on and around, because whether we saw it or not publicly, Spirit is saying behind the scenes what happened between him and Nene he had explaining to do to executives. It did affect things behind the scenes, and they were very worried about the possibility of lawsuits and things like that. So Andy has really had to, and he's still in the process, Spirit is saying, of trying to repair his image and repair his relationship and reputation and all of that with certain industry players. And part of, you know, what damaged that was Nene and other people calling him out. So I see hesitation from his end. He doesn't trust it either. There's something here about him feeling like Nene either has not always been trustworthy towards him, or it's like she's a loose cannon and she can really go either way. And you sort of like, he feels like I have to walk on eggshells when I deal with her, because if I say something and she takes it the wrong way, then it ends up being World War III again. And I am not equipped to handle that, so to speak. So for him, it is definitely like, okay, I don't necessarily want to deal with her again, even though I know that that would bring some attention and viewership back to the show. Everybody wanting to tune in and see, like, how is Nene going to conduct herself and what's going to happen. He still has a lot of hesitation and doesn't exactly trust it. So this is the thing. He's going to fight to try to keep this from happening, but somebody's going to go over his head and force it, because they are going to be, well, this is going to boost the ratings. Because if you guys didn't know, the ratings for all of the Housewives shows are like way down from where they even used to be, like even just a season or two ago. And some of the shows, you know, they're really hanging on for dear life, whereas other ones, even though, you know, like Beverly Hills this season, even though it's been really talked about and a lot more people have watched it, it still isn't topping numbers that they had even just a few years ago. So overall, you know, the viewership and all of that is way down, and that affects, you know, advertising and revenue for the whole network. So they are very willing to shake things up from the network side of things, to give things one last chance, because it does feel like they as a whole feel that, you know, if this Real Housewives of Dubai and certain other franchises might be either taking over for old ones and we're gonna phase older ones out, like Orange County in New York, or, you know, if these new ones don't really bring us the numbers that we're looking for, then we will completely phase out Real Housewives as a whole and start focusing on other shows and ideas and things like that. So there is this whole, we're trying to figure out what the future direction of our whole network is going to go. And obviously, let's be honest, if they cut off all the Real Housewives franchises, is Andy really needed over there anymore? Because he's so closely connected to all of that. So that's why, even though he may not be the exact executive producer of a lot of these shows anymore, he still needs them to keep going and be doing good and have the right people on them for him to continue on. However, I still keep getting there is something here about Andy ending up having to leave the network. It's not going to be an immediate thing, but it will be over the next couple years. They're phasing him out regardless. And he's going to be obviously very upset about that because he's trying his hardest to hold on right now. But they are going to trump him anyways. There is somebody higher than him who is going to say, no, we're going to go ahead and let Nene back on because this is going to do something for us. So Andy's not going to get his way. We will see Nene back on there. And Nene, you know, she's at this point where she's ready to, my kids are all grown and older. They don't need mom all the time. I don't have to take care of somebody who's sick all the time and be somebody's wife. So Nene's ready to get back out there and work and take the world by storm and, create new things for herself or put herself back out there as a working girl. And she's determined that she's going to, do these things. And I don't feel that she wants to necessarily 100% be back on the Real Housewives full time. I think that she wants to go on there to, as she said, clear things up. And I really think it's about Nene wants to repair her reputation. And she feels like, I got a reputation as being difficult or this or that because of that show. So I want to go on there, repair my image, clear things up, and leave on a good note. So that way I've opened new doors for myself, restored the public image, made people see that I am easy to work with and wanting to deal with me. And then she wants to move on to her own projects. And I do feel there's being something about her wanting to either have her own show or a show that's more of a, maybe it kind of is similar to the Real Housewives of Atlanta in that it's like a group of women. But it feels like women that are around her age and going out there and like starting their lives over, figuring out what their second chapter looks like. Shit, we might even see Wendy Williams show up on there if her show gets canceled. And make sure you are subscribed because the video that I'm recording right after this is a look at what's gonna go on with Wendy and her future and her show and her career. So Spirit is saying that, Nene still wants to do a show. She still wants to do something that, has another cast of women on with her, but she's not looking at RHOA as like her long-term anything. It's just, let me go on there, clear some shit up, make people like me again, and then I'm out the door onto my own thing. Spirit, is there anything else we need to know about Nene and her future? Thank you. And I know every time I say anything anywhere online that I see Andy leaving Bravo, everybody's always like, no. Oh, trust me, I get that every time I look at anything connected to Bravo. And I don't even be asking. Spirit's always the one that brings it up. Like, I'll be looking at, like, this is Nene coming back. And Spirit's like, well, Andy's about to get fired anyway, so... And I always get to, there's probably going to be something very Ellen-esque about, where everybody starts to come out with stories about how awful Andy really is behind the scenes. And then, as a response, he's forced to resign. And they'll make it a whole thing of he wants to go spend time with his son and, you know, and focus on things that put him at home more so he can be more dad. But really it's just because Bravo's forcing him to leave. And if he goes out on his own terms, it's better for him, you know. Whoever this person is that goes over Andy's head and says, no, Nene gets to come back on the show, Nene's gonna develop a really good working relationship with this person, and this is the person that's going to open up those doors for her to get back on TV and have her own show and be in a different project. So she will be back in good graces with Bravo, but it's gonna be somebody that's either Andy's boss or Andy's boss's boss, somebody over the top of Andy. Also, we will see once, you know, an appropriate amount of time has passed, and probably as a part of the show that she has coming up in the future, Nene will put herself back out there and date again. However, I feel like it's gonna be like, remember when she tried to date when her and Greg split up for a while? And it was just like, she basically had that like old white guy chasing her around and giving her Rolexes and stuff, and then she dumped him and went right back to Greg. Like, I feel like it's a lot of, we're gonna see things like that. Nene's just like, thank you for the presents. Your presence is no longer needed. Bye. You know, because she's gonna have a harder time than I think she or we would even realize being open to really letting somebody new in. And when she does put herself back out there in the dating world again, it is going to be, you know, her feeling like, well, I'm bored, or I do get lonely, or this is what everybody told me I should do, or this is what I think that, you know, is the appropriate thing to be doing. But I don't see her being entirely ready for that, and it is going to take her a while to fully move on. She'll probably date a little bit and then take a big break and focus on being grandma and her career and hanging out with her friends. And then we have somebody that will come in when she actually is like, I don't think I want to date anymore, and is focused on other things. Nene will end up getting married again in the future, you guys. So, and this person is going to just come along and completely take her by surprise. And he's going to pursue her for a while and get her to let her guard down. And we're going to see a very different side of Nene with this person than we've ever seen. Like, she is going to be a schoolgirl, giggly, quiet, submissive. Oh, yes, daddy. Way different than we ever imagined that she was. So, but this is going to, you know, be a couple years away. So, anyways, guys, expect, though, that we will see Nene back on RHOA and then eventually on her own show. This will be coming over the next year or two, and Andy is definitely on his way out from Bravo. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end that here. If you did want to watch the Wendy Williams video, make sure you are subscribed. I am pre-recording, so I don't know exactly what day everything is going to be up, but you guys will have videos all the rest of this week, next week, and probably even into the following week. So I love you, and I hope everybody has a good one. Bye.